two guys, Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase, as well as anybody on a football field. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out how they had such early success, even for Joe, despite the injury that he dealt with. What do you think the reason is for early NFL success?
I think Joe had to earn his way here at LSU. He came here and competed. He was the fourth-string quarterback. I remember his first day, we had 16 110s. He ran every 110, won every one of them, won the team over with his toughness and his grit. Ja'Marr Chase was just an excellent football player with an excellent work ethic when he came here. Those two guys hooked up, and they were unstoppable.
Coach, let's take it back to college. Me being there because my son was a tight end for you, and I really appreciate you leading him, guiding him along the way. But I want to talk about the chemistry that the guys had in college. Ja'Marr Chase takes a year off, and then they just pick up where they left off. If it's something that you saw in college that you see now, what is that? What is that? The chemistry, the connection? What is it? Something that you see that you saw in college?
Randy, the will to be great. When they came here, those guys did things that I never seen. It was a Saturday morning. We having a recruiting weekend, and my recruiting person asked me if they can go watch the team. She can bring the recruits watching the team practice. I said, we don't have a practice. She said, oh yeah, coach, your whole team's practice on Saturday morning by themselves. The guys were relentless. They worked together in the summer before the championship game. Mickey Joseph, who did a great job of recruiting Ja'Marr Chase, had those guys catch each of 10,000 balls. And Randy, you'll know it. Thaddeus had to do it. They had to catch each of 10,000 balls in the summer with Joe. And I think that's where they got the connection. That's when they knew the ins and outs, the positives of each player.
Coach, watching Joe Burrow the last couple years, it's the one thing you see as a defender watching him on film is that it seems like he never gets rattled. So I wanted to ask you, about this confidence that he had. It's like I'm looking at the games that he played for you, and I'm looking at 2018 when you guys lost. Sorry to bring up a bad memory, but Alabama got you 29-0. He was sacked 5 times. What does it take to get this guy rattled, and how did he develop the confidence to just be so confident even at the NFL level?
Teddy, the first thing I want to tell you, in the recruiting visit, he didn't want to do anything but talk football and eat crawfish. I said, well, we can do that. And so we had a football meeting on Saturday, and there were 6 of us in the meeting. And it took me 5 minutes to figure out that Joe Burrow was the smartest guy in the meeting. That was including me and all my coaches. And I was happy. And but you know what? His confidence level increased as he became a player at LSU. We beat Georgia, the number 2 team in the country. It became his team. But here's where I think the turnaround happened. We played in the Fiesta Bowl, New Year's Day Bowl, big bowl for LSU. We played UCF. They had won a bunch of games in a row. Joe Burrow gets hit. It's a blindside hit. I call timeout. I'm wanting a targeting penalty. And I said, hey, get the second-string quarterback, Miles Brennan, ready. And Joe gets up, and he used a couple of words that I'm not going to say on TV. And he said, that ain't happening. And we went down and scored for the next 3 series. That became his football team. That gave his team confidence in his toughness and his ability to lead the team. And then in the spring, Joe had an operation on his shoulder. Not many people would have practiced. We're practicing in the spring. I told everybody I had a quick whistle. Nobody hits Joe. When I had an outside linebacker blitz, came late, hit Joe, knocked him down, peed him off, and then the next play, I didn't want anybody fighting. And this is in Tiger Stadium. It's on Saturday morning. We have a big fight. I go at the bottom of the pile. It's Joe Burrow against Patrick Lee.
Hey, I love it because Coach O, it doesn't surprise anybody that you jumped in the bottom of that pile and fighting people. But, man, it's great to have a defensive head coach and a super coach on here with us. But, Coach O, I got a question, man. So I did a little research here, and I'm thinking I've called this guy Joe Cool when I watch him in the biggest game. So I went back and looked at 2019. I don't know if you can see this stat thing, but I went back, saw the biggest games in 2019. Your game against Alabama, the SEC championship game against Georgia, the semifinals against OU, and the Natty against Clemson. And then I went to week 16 when he had to play the Ravens, a must-have-it game, and then the Chiefs in a must-have-it game. And all Joe Burrow does is average 444 yards passing in those 6 games and throws 27 touchdowns to no interceptions. What the heck? Like, this guy right here is so cool. And where most guys in the biggest moments come up short and they kind of swallow the olive, this dude's just the opposite. I mean, when you were going through that incredible run, I mean, it's amazing. Did you ever had anybody like this guy before?
Never. The focus and intensity every day in practice never changed. And, Coach, you love this. I never had to shoot a team out. We'd win a big game. We scored 50 points, and Joe came in there and said, hey, we're not good enough in the red zone. And the guys were listening to him. I got to be the good guy, but I watched Joe work every day. And his attention to detail every day, and you know this, he's a general, man. He thrives on the big game. The bigger the game is, the better Joe's going to be.
That's amazing. I mean, and I loved watching it. I mean, all those years, I love watching.
Hey, Coach O, I've got a coaching question for you. So obviously Rex is a coach. Teddy Bruschi coaches high school football. One of the toughest things about being a coach is you got to deal with parents, you know, playing time. My kid's not getting the ball enough. Randy's son played at LSU for you. I really want to know what it's like being. How was Randy Moss as a player dad? That's what I got.
Tell us.
He was fantastic. I talked to him one time during recruiting. He said, Coach O, I trust you. Take care of my son. And Randy, how about the catch Thaddeus made help us win the championship against Alabama? But I saw his son turn around from his junior year to senior year, and this is when I knew he was become a great player. It was spring break, and I'd go work out in the weight room. Both guys were going, and there he was. There was Thaddeus working out. I looked at him. I said, Thaddeus, you're not going home? He says, Coach, I'm going to have a great year. And him and Joe Burrow became great friends.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.